way, but even if it doesn't, one of these two players is about to advance. jjakji and MC have duked it out. They've played a hell of a series, and we are live with game number 5 now.
That's right. Let's go ahead and get into this game in just a moment. MC going up against jjakji. Fantastic series. These two really are well suited to playing against each other. I mean,
yeah.
I was saying it before. I feel like this is going to be a close series. It is a close series, and no matter how this ends, we're going to have a great next round.
Oh, absolutely. And hopefully it just continues in this direction. The games have been getting better and better. There's more at stake with each round, but let's focus on this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to this game number 5, the Red Protoss MC.
And his opponent in the bottom right, showing us a fantastic 4 games so far. Can he close this out? It is My Insanity's jjakji.
All right, we've seen a lot of different openings from both these guys. And honestly, again, kind of the credit to this map is that I've seen so many proxy oracles. I've seen proxy blink. I've seen proxy DT. I've seen Nexus first. This is a map where you can actually pull that off reliably. And the same is true for Terran. We've seen all the shenanigans, and then we've seen all the base play. And I got to say, well, if I'm making a wish list for this, I want them both to go full macro. I want you and I to lose our voices and to tear our shirts, and to end at 45 minutes between a Zealot and a Stalker versus a Medevac, a Marauder, and half a Health Marine.
Well, the Terran definitely wins that one, doesn't he?
But there's like a Mothership Core or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay, okay. And a Nexus in the middle of the map, and a floating barracks in the corner. That
he's
would
long
be
distance mining to the final base.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Well, right now, this is already a little bit interesting. It's a little bit different. We actually have jjakji with the delayed gas, so it looks like probably a command center into a factory, I think, with that timing.
I mean, that's what we say, but what I like about this is the full wall in.
Yeah, yeah.
MC doesn't know, and this Marine's going to push out, try to grab the probe, just barely fails. MC's probes have a little bit of they choose to move a little bit faster. They can.
Yeah, they're like Starcraft 1 probes. Just a little bit quicker excel.
A little bit better at everything.
Well, looks like maybe try to block this Nexus for a moment. But, you know, even when you scout and you see already they're walling in, you're like, oh, this isn't exactly Reaper. This is a little bit different. The minerals don't line up to have a wall quite this quickly. You're definitely trying to hide or trying to make me think you're hiding something. So he'll keep that in mind at least.
Yeah, and, you know, again, one of the things that we've kind of underrated is MC actually knows jjakji pretty well. jjakji has been coming over and been a little bit more a part of that European scene, which is, of course, for the better part of, well, I think over the last year has been MC's home. A lot of those Koreans know each other very well. They practice all the time. They compete. They're both really good, so they meet each other in WCS Europe and in a lot of the same tournaments. So when jjakji hides something like that on a map like this, the possibilities are fewer as opposed to like someone crazy where it's like, oh my god, he's going 3 orbital off of 1 barracks. Like 4GG sometimes does. No, it's going to be like a factory opening maybe, or just a normal opening. He just wants to kind of add that extra layer of you don't know.
Yeah, a little bit of uncertainty can go a long way.
Yeah. And look at this, a little bit of difference here. jjakji does go for the early bunker, which is really nice because a Zealot and a Stalker are swinging in, and there's nothing they can do. If they run past, that'd be a devastating mistake, but MC knows when to count his losses from time to time as well. He's going to back off here.
Sure. And, you know, this doesn't put him too far behind. Of course, you want your Nexus up a little bit quicker than this compared to the command center. But at least he kind of poked. He kind of figured out what was going on. Okay, you have a reactor in your barracks. You know, obviously you have an expansion up. You have a bunker already.
Yeah, and a little bit of a weird moment there. The Stalker actually runs all the way up into the main of MC's as if it was, you know, in preparation for a medevac or something, but just a single Stalker's not going to do much.
Yeah.
In doing so, he allowed the SCV to scout the robo. So again,
that's a bit odd.
Not game ending, a little bit interesting, but if you're Yoda, or not Yoda, excuse me, jjakji, you got to be taking a little bit of a sigh of relief because the robo's the most kind of placid opening right now. He's like, okay, well that shouldn't be super scary. We saw like an Immortal thing earlier, maybe a Warp Prism, but most likely just Observers.
Yeah, I think he'll probably just go for Observers into Colossus Tech. I mean, again, this map, if you can go ahead and grab 3 and 4 bases as Protoss, and Terran hasn't done damage to you, it's actually a fantastic macro map for Protoss. So He may actually be going for that. He already showed on
Yep.
Nimbus that he absolutely can play that macro game if he so chooses to do so. And the thing is, when you go for the Robo, oh, one gas at that natural again. Oh my God.
Oh, and an Immortal. Is this Speed War Prism?
No,
No, it's Rangeless Colossus.
mean,
I think it's Rangeless Colossus.
it could be. It absolutely could be. I mean, if you're only going to get one gas of your natural, you can't afford range. But he might add the second one. Okay, he is adding the second one, which means he was trying to bank a little bit more minerals to get the Immortal out. But still, very different.
He's sending his one observer across the map, which is gonna be a problem because the medevac with just one Widow Mine is approaching the main base of MCs, and he's not going to make another observer, I don't believe. He just made an Immortal, and to make a Robo Bay that early, you really want to start getting out the Colossus, because that's all you're doing is you're trying to hit some really sharp timing.
The Colossus is being chrono boosted, so he's not going to want to cancel that, even if the Widow Mine does get out and burrow itself. So let's see here. He does have some Stalkers in the main base. In comes this medevac, and it looks like he is going to be able to burrow. Very annoying. Probably sack one probe to it, I would say.
Actually, loses nothing. That little bug where it hits the geyser, nothing happens there. Assimilator, excuse me.
That went as well as it possibly could have for MC. Now we do have another drop coming in here. He does have another Widow Mine. In fact, is it going to get under? No! Just barely killed off there. And in fact, he kills off the entire drop. Wow, a perfect defense from MC.
It actually was. He gets the Widow Mine before it shoots. He even pulls back the targeted sentry. Really nicely done. jjakji has shown he's got two medevacs out on the map, but this observer over here picks up the medevac on the left side. And the right side one has been mostly kind of domesticated, basically. The Widow Mine was the big punch. It had a few Marines, sure, but drop 3 Marines in my mineral line. It's not going to be the biggest of deals.
Yeah, and look at this in control. We actually have a siege tank on the way, which means that jjakji's going to push behind the rocks at MC's natural. What do you think about this strategy in general? We've actually seen it a little bit already this weekend.
It's normally a really cool thing to do, and I like it, but it's plowing into a similar kind of timing attack from MC. And this is an MC that took almost no economic damage at all outside of the fact that he pulled probes. So it's either that, Artosis, or he's doing this because he knows he saw the early Robo Bay and wants to just defend. A couple of tanks on the high ground against Colossus is not bad. Whereas if you go Vikings, you're cutting into your medevac count, so it can get kind of costly that way.
Certainly. You know, a siege tank can be used similar to
you're right,
Vikings,
though. Here it comes. Never mind.
All right, well,
this is not defense.
He's walking across the map, but this is not like, you know, this is one siege tank. This isn't a huge committal or something. I think this might be a move that he's doing to try to just whittle down a little bit for MC, just do a little bit of damage, like, oh, maybe I can kill a few probes, maybe kill his geyser off, you know, kill a stalker or two. A siege tank can definitely be worth that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's already working on the rocks. Oh, Widow Mine inside the main for jjakji. He gets 8 kills. It's a huge hit.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And that stings, because that's the power of the Widow Mine, by the way. MC's handled this perfectly up until now, and then one shot, and all of a sudden a third of his economy's gone. But MC's going to push out. There's just the one medevac here. jjakji is going to collide with MC, and MC, of course, is the big dog in the playground right here. He's going to get the tank. But honestly, again, I just have to go back to that Widow Mine shot. Like, this is nice, but he only got a tank. Big freaking deal. I mean, with the 8 probes dying in the background, he's falling behind in supply. And with his third command center, finishing for jjakji, you got to give the favor to jjakji right now.
Yeah, it looks very nice, but MC has a pylon across the map. He is warping units, and a lot of the units of jjakji are across the map, so he may be able to get something done.
He might. He just has the 2 Vikings coming out. The bunkers have not finished yet. This is the moment. He's going to get the force fields down. jjakji's stuck between a rock and a hard place. The motion core is getting hit by the Vikings right now. That's not the target that he wants. He wants the Colossus. The bunkers are going down in record time. Keep in mind, in the background at MC's natural, he's been dislodged. This is not a full-fledged base trade. You got to give the advantage at this point in time, ironically to what I just said, to MC. He's dislodged the natural. He's pushing up into the main. There's just nothing to stop this. There's one Viking. There's no tanks. His army's made of glass. He's got mostly Marines. The Naturals should die, but MC's going to win the game.
This is really tough to actually break through. If he can get some additional Vikings out, maybe there's something he can do, but you are right in control. This looks absolutely brutal. Despite killing MC's natural Nexus, despite the fact that he's still forcing Warpins there, this standing army of MC is just too strong.
Here we go. Here's the trap card from jjakji. He's going to try to go now, but good force fields from MC means that most of this is just trickling in. The 2 Vikings do it. The Kenny recalls out.
Oh my God.
He did really good damage, but
okay,
I mean, he lost his natural.
We got to look at this situation.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, you're right. He did. jjakji still has that second command center. He's going to come in and fly, and drop it off. But 27 SCVs to 45 probes.
Yeah. And I mean, look at the armies, too. jjakji, he's not blowing up in production. Look at his production tab right now. 2 Marauders, and he's rebuilding the lost starport. He cannot add more Vikings right now, or medevacs, and those are the linchpin units here. And you know what? Vikings, what about them? One goes down, and the second one's on the edge of its life.
That's a huge deal, too. Look at
jjakji's
this.
going to base trade. He has to.
I think you're right. I mean, maybe he'll just try to make a big arc here on top of the ramp. That's about it, though. Those are his 2 options. Do a base trade or make an arc and really hope you can kill MC off. But MC has gained more energy. It is the base trade in control.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He's going for it. The Mothership Core back at home is coming out on 90 energy. It should have enough by the time the attack comes here. MC knows what's at stake. He's back at home. He needs to defend for his life. Photon Overcharge is coming in at 2 more seconds. He's pulling the probes, but his own SimCity is really killing here. Keep in mind, back at jjakji's base, MC's doing game-ending damage there as well. We're going to have a good old-fashioned bet. Well, here's all the probes. I've lost my ability to speak even, actually. He's sandwiching up against the wall.
Oh, my God. These probes are going to turn into applesauce in just a moment.
They're pushed back, though. Enough of the force is dead that their DPS is insignificant. And actually, with that Mothership Core there, okay, there's 2 Marines.
In control, we may actually have a draw. Look at the bottom left of the map. We have a building flying out. There is no nexus. There is no way to build.
Money.
He cannot kill this command center.
It's going to be a game 6 and a best of 5.
Oh my God, the sickest nerd show. Someone get me a blanket.
Get me applesauce while you're doing it. It's a double draw. The other orbital's leaving. Yeah, MC knows.
He senses it. He realizes that this map has plenty of dead airspace for Terran. jjakji doesn't want to say it yet. He has plenty of money. There's like possibilities that he can actually still win this game. But for MC, with something floating in a corner that you can't hit with a stalker, he can't win.
No,
he cannot. But
jjakji can win if he can somehow pick off these Colossus coming over here right now. The stalkers are going to kill the orbital on the right side. There's still 2 others. And MC says, no, you don't have enough. Again, if he would have like move commanded and lose both the Colossus, I guess there's a scenario where jjakji could actually win.
To put this in perspective, guys, this is 1 Widowmine, 1 SCV, 3 medevacs, 4 Marauders, and a Marine. And that's going up against an Observer, so you can see the Widowmine. And then an overwhelming army of a bunch of Stalkers, Colossus, an Immortal, 3 Sentries, a Zealot. Like, MC's army just wins every single time.
Yeah, it really should. The only thing that jjakji, again, the reason jjakji says no here, he's not being petulant. He has mobility. He's the one that can actually still bring in resources. So if he can get MC out of position, then yeah, he could actually go on to potentially win the game. And there's a starport being built on the left side. Does MC has 1 Observer?
Yes, if he could kill the Observer, and he does have scans. And,
MC also, he only has 5 minerals. So no, he actually could not build another Observer.
Yeah, that's right. So a close Banshee could theoretically win this game.
Yeah.
He
needs to scan.
Now, how many flying buildings do we actually have left?
Guess what? Guess what, Artosis?
What?
Well, hang on. The Colossus are doing a fight over here. He doesn't have a barracks, so he can't make an orbital with this lone command center over here.
He actually needs to fly the command center back to the corner.
And then make a barracks.
That's the one way he loses, is if that's his last flying building at this moment. Oh, wait, no, he does have a factory.
Yeah, he's got a factory. He could actually end up losing. But here's the thing. So he's going to get a Cloak Banshee. He's upgrading Cloak and a Banshee. There's 1 Observer out on the map. There's more than enough Stalkers to laugh at that Banshee. But in order to make this an orbital to scan to then pick off the only Observer, he needs a barracks.
The Observer can just sit over everything.
He just spent his money. Where did his money go?
The thing is, like with 1 Observer, if the Observer is always out of position,
well,
like if
at one point
jjakji could control where the Observer goes, I mean, the Banshee can do some work.
So here's the other way it happens. The Widowmine accidentally splash damages the Observer. Get on that mental level, Artosis.
Absolutely. But look, he's going to kill the Widowmine off.
Oh, he kills it.
Good play right there.
Hurry up and take it. Okay, cool. All right. jjakji's inside the main, or what's left of it for MC, is going to go to town. We have a Banshee out and a second on the way. The Banshees could do some weird thing where they actually ambush this 4th-century army, and with the Stalkers on the right side of the map.
Yeah, he could kill it off. The Stalkers still kill the medevacs with all the units. The thing is, he has to split things.
Yeah.
He needs to have the Observer in one location, and then he needs anti-air in both locations.
It's found. I think it was found.
Yes, he did find it.
He found it.
But still, there's 2 Banshees that are going to be out, and that's all the money he can afford anyways.
Yeah.
So.
And he can't drop mules, and he has 1 SCV. That's how he mines. In the SCV, okay, he'd have to lift the starport.
I think what he has to do, I think he can't ever mine again. I'm pretty sure what he has to do here is somehow pick everything off. Because, yeah, he can't actually mine, because if he sends over that command center, as long as he uses hallucinations to check the command center.
Okay, well, you need an observer.
Yeah, he can blink out of here, though. He's not going to really lose that much.
I don't think he... Okay, there's the observer, though. He's actually going to kill both Banshees.
Oh, God. Well, that's going to be a draw. He should be, if he kills this.
Yeah, okay. Now he takes the olive branch. He goes, draw, question mark, watch. Yeah!
Yep. That's it.
And now MC says no! Or whatever that is! There it is, draw.
And
Holy
that,
crap!
folks, is a draw at the DreamHack Finals. Wow.
My God, we're going to go to game 6.
On a game 5. This isn't game 2.
Boom!
That is game 5. Wow.
You know what we should do? Both these players advance. They both take on MMA.
Wow.
That would be incredible through Archon mode and Legacy of the Void.
Whoa!
In like 7 months. Wow!
That's crazy. All right.